Hello, I'm Richard Raffan. I recently had an order for a wide spatula with a bead which had to be of white wood or a light coloured wood, and that's what you're going to see in this video.
I'm going to turn this using a skew chisel, and normally I'd use this 1-inch Henry Taylor, which is one of the Raffan range. I can barely see my name on it now, but anyway, it's getting a bit short, and I've just been sent this one to try out. Says it's high-speed steel. I had a little go with it the other day. It seems quite nice. Anyway, we'll see how it goes. I cut my spatula blanks from odd bits of scrap. This is a piece of loquat, at least I think that's it. And as you can see, it's cut wedge shaped that way, wedge shaped that way. This will be the spatula end, this is the handle end. Now the order I have is for a spatula with a bead in the middle. I'm going to do the whole lot with a skew chisel. So I'll just get this into the chuck. Now these are pin jaws or some kind of long nose jaws. Anyway, that goes into the slit. That looks pretty well central. Tighten down. So the idea of this end is to support it, and I could go slightly that way. So running at about 2000, just a fraction over. The aim is to get it round first. Bit splintered off there. You might have seen it flying away. That bit. Right, so the grain is a little bit crossed here. I'm going to start where the bead will be about there. I'll just count in down to that. Down. Unfortunately, the camera is where I would normally stand, which doesn't make it any easier. Now I know it's splintered, so I'm going to use a peeling cup. Come up to this end. This is definitely cutting downhill, larger to smaller diameter, so it's just like a long cove. So sheer carelessness. I stuck the point of the skew into the corner. Not a disaster, but just irritating. Right, so the bevel shoulder goes onto the wood, as it should have done before. stage stage I'm watching the shadow up on the top, and I'm going to shape the blade of this anyway off the lathe, but I'm going in the right direction at the moment. Little chip here really doesn't matter because all that's going to be sanded later. The idea here is to have the shape of the handle, the broad shape, flowing through underneath the bead. More of the shape here. Chosen a much easier bit of wood to just the tool on. Yep, so the grain is twisted here. You can see this grain is flowing out that way. Therefore, as I'm cutting that way, that's going to pick up. It will not pick up so much there because it's flowing in the other direction. So I'm going to clean cut there. So it's going to be a little bit awkward to turn, but all that is going to come out when I get on to the sanders. Now I'm on the straighter grain, that's much easier. As this gets thinner, I'm going to have to support it. Does not feel that smooth. I think there's a chip out. Oh, I couldn't get it flat. So if you feel something not quite right, stop and have a look. Right, smooth. Now, would I like to cook with that? It'll be all right. This is a fairly kind of stout, wide spatula, so it needs to be fairly substantial in the middle. Just need to take a teeny bit more down there. Slight hint of a lump. And so that comes very nicely off the tool. No complaints with this tool at all. It is, I think, what it says it is. Right, so that gets sanded. Then I do the spatula, cut the blade. That really seems a pity to sand, but anyway, people like them smoother than that. 240 grit. I could sand the whole lot, but I'm almost certainly going to reshape it. So I don't want that. And now to part it off. Certainly wouldn't let go of the end with the even though it's held in a chuck, and that will be hand sanded off the lathe. Now we go to the bandsaw. I'm going to cut this blade, and one of the problems is that the corner could slip into the hole around the bandsaw blade, so it's got some scrap in the end. I have here a homemade sander, disc sander to go on the lathe, recess for the chuck jaws. There's a bit of chipboard. Dust extraction. And I think probably about a 40 grit disc. 60. It's really just a question of getting rid of all the lines. And now this is a 3-inch sanding pad going into the long nose jaws. 75 mil, it probably isn't, it's probably a bit less now, it's been a bit worn and battered. 65, which is about 2.5 inches, just over. I go straight to 240 grit. Well, that can be refined using 240 grit, and normally I would back that with a rubber block, which I can't find at the moment. So I'm going to roll up a bit of cloth. And that's generally the quickest way of rounding the corners. And then it gets oiled, and since this is going to be used for food, it's going to get some rice bran oil.